else has to pay to get in. Okay, so my name is Sherm Hamlet. I'm the Regional Sales Manager for Fantech today. And soon the Western Regional Sales Manager will be Steve, beginning May 1st.
Congratulations.
I'm moving into a new position with the company, and
It's a
one
punishment.
where my OLD doesn't come into such a factor. Anyway, you turn. That was weird. Up. It's $1. Okay, so what you missed was my introduction. I'm Sherman Hamlet. That's Steve Knuckleby. Steve will be your guy starting May 1st. Okay, I'll still move you around, but just doing other things. So here we go. We're going to talk about Fantech a little bit. We have two facilities in the in North America. One is in Lenexa, Kansas. That's basically Kansas City. About 90% of our product is made there. And then we have another one up in Bactouche, New Brunswick. That's basically 3 airplane rides and a dog sled to get to. Right? And that's actually on Atlantic time, so they're 4 hours from us. Okay, so it's hard to talk to them. And that's where we make all our ERDs and our HRDs. Okay, they have a powder coat line there, and we don't. So that's why it's there. We are ISO 9001 company. All right, for manufacturing. We're also an ASHRAE lab. We have a UL lab in there. We have a sound lab, all in Lenexa. We have a extreme climate testing lab up in Bactouche because they have extreme climates. All right, they can go down to minus 40 degrees there for that lab. Yeah, that's not even a number to me. I live in Phoenix. Okay? Anything with a minus in front of it is not real. It doesn't happen. So we're part of System Air, okay, and I don't know if you ever heard of System Air, probably not, all right, they're out of Sweden, okay. We have about 65 companies, all right, under the System Air brand, and about 5,200 employees, and I can tell you from first experience, that place is amazing, it's beautiful. We actually have 2 plants on that lake, they're on opposite ends, and right over there is the resort that they own, and that's where we stay. And I'm a huge fisherman, and I spent 5 days there and never wet a line. And then I'm talking to the CEO, you know, the big guy, and he's like, "Oh, I heard you're a fisherman." And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, well, why didn't you come over and get a rod?" And I'm like, hey, so today this is what we're going to talk about: Fantech fans. All right, everybody probably knows us for that little guy right there, or that little guy right there. That's because our company, System Air, invented the circular inline fan back in 1974. Fantech came to the U.S. in the mid-'80s, about 85, 86, somewhere in that neighborhood. And we had this one fan, all right. It was a 4-inch, 100 CFM fan. We had one guy, and he took it around all over this country. And now we have a 280-page catalog. All right, and we manufacture 99% of what's in that catalog. We buy out very few things, which is kind of a nice story to tell. All right, the guys in Kansas love us, all right, because we moved a lot of production that was in Canada into Kansas. So, anyway, FR, FG. This is what started it all. All right, FR stands for resin. Okay. I apologize for this picture because this is actually an old picture where it was 2 shells that were slipped together with silicone. We have changed that about 2 years ago, so I'm bad for not changing that picture. But we now vibration weld that, okay? And by vibration welding those shells together, it's airtight. You don't have to pookie our fans, okay? That's a big thing because when they're doing blower door tests and they're doing things like that in the house, if you've got a fan that leaks, you're going to fail your test. And they have to put goop on it, okay? And I don't want goop on my fans, all right? Same way here. What we did there is that shell is a double fold over like a soup can, all right? We get people all the time that say, "Hey, can I get a replacement motor? Yeah, you can get one, but I don't know what you're gonna do with it. You're gonna need a can opener to get anything in there, all right? So we don't do replacement motors on this, okay? There's no reason to. I mean, I've been in one way or another associated with Fantech since 1999, and I can count on that hand how many legitimate inline fan warranties I've had, okay? We get people shooting screws into the impellers and things like that all the time, all right? But legitimate warranties is really rare, really rare. These are great motors. So all of these fans that I'm going to talk about for the first few minutes here are 100% speed controllable. They are 140-degree inlet air temperature, okay? And they have 5-year warranties on them. And they all use the EBM external rotor motor. Try saying that fast, all right? Basically, what that is the rotor of the motor is out in the airstream. And that's why we can take those high inlet air temperatures, because where all the heat is in that leading air. We don't care. Okay. FGEC. Anybody know what I mean by EC? Electronically commentated? That help? No? Yeah? All right. Basically, they're DC motors. All right. And they use a reluctor wheel, all right, in there instead of the different poles like an AC motor uses when it goes to start. Okay. You know what I mean by a reluctor wheel? Like all the cars have gone to that now. All right. Instead of having a distributor with points, there's a wheel on the basically on the crank. Okay. That tells that cylinder when to fire. Right. Or that's kind of what this is. Only it's in a little DC motor. They last forever, okay? They run super efficient. They're about 30% more efficient than a split capacitor motor to start with. But then when you speed control these is where you really find the advantage. Remember I said we're 100% speed control. A lot of people love to speed control our fans. One of the big things they do with these is there might be boosting a duct, okay? Well, say they used a 6-inch fan. It's capable of 270 CFM, but I only need, 150 CFM. Well, normally they put a speed control on and they dial it in. EC motor actually has a built-in potentiometer, so they can do their speed controlling right there and do what we call set and forget, where they're going to set it and then leave it. Now, if they're going to want to change it all the time, then you're going to want to take that potentiometer out and you're going to want to use a wall control then, okay? Or maybe they want to use a pressure switch or an occupancy sensor or something like that, or CO2 sensor, right, to bring that fan on. Well, what's really cool about that EC fan, once I take that potentiometer out of there, I can send a 2 to 10 volt DC signal to that to operate that fan. So if I send 2 volts DC to it, it's barely going to be running. That starts it. I send 10 volts DC to it, it's running 100%. Anywhere in between. Remember, save big money when you speed control. About 70%. That's big. Okay? That's why you're seeing everything going to EC. If you look at all the new furnaces, they all have EC motors in them. All right? We were one of the first guys to put them in a fan. So, Cryo Series. Still going to be a sealed fan. Okay? But this one is not rated for outdoor use. It states it right on. The other thing is it's only good to 131 degrees instead of 140 degrees. This is one that we do not manufacture. This is made by our motor manufacturer, EBM. So we just get it direct from them. It's available in AC and in EC, 6, 8, and 10 inch. 12 will be coming out soon. Okay? FKDs. All we did was just got bigger. All right, we're still round. We make inline fans, and this is what my favorite thing to say is from 4-inch at 100 CFM to over 20-inch at over 6,000 CFM. The real advantage of the FKD is that it's not much larger than its dock. Okay, when we look at a square inline fan, they're big. Okay, like a SQ from Greenhack, that's a big fan, right? A lot of times they don't have a room for something like that. That's where this comes in. Is that an exhaust fan or is that a supply fan? Any of these fans I've talked about. Do they care whether they're going one direction or the other? Not really. They're all angle fans, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if they're bringing air into a building or taking air out of a building. They don't care. Okay? All right. FKD EC, all we did, same motor, except for now these are, the FKD is available from 8 to 20. This is 12 to 20, but it is EC. Just so you know, when you get into the 18XL and the 20s on these, you're a 463 phase motor at that point. But I have an 18-inch that does around 4,000 CFM, and it's only 115 volt. And that's one of the things that gets, you just raise your eyebrows, right? 115 volt, that kind of CFM? So that's kind of cool. All right. Remember I mentioned that square inline, okay? This is the same basic fan as a Greenheck SQ. If you see an SQB from Greenheck, what does that mean? It means it's a belt drive, doesn't it? All right. So that's not belt drive, that's direct. Belt drive fans are when you're going to have the motor outside the airstream. All these fans I've shown you, and pretty much every single thing I make, is motor in the airstream. So be careful of that. And the reason I bring that up is you might have somebody that's trying to move something that's hazardous location, right? Like gas fumes or battery fumes or something like that. You do not use our fans for that, okay? A lot of times there's a UL rating on that stuff, and it's UL 674. If you hear somebody mention, I have a UL 674 fan, run and run fast. FRD, all that is a rectangular duct fan. You notice we're square duct, rectangular